Welcome back. You're tuned into Inspired Afternoons, and now it's time for Educational Insights. Yes, my expert segment, my baby, Educational Insights. And today I'm so pleased because I have joining me a promising grade 12 student that, apart from writing matric, I have a young, promising matriculant, Kgaogelo Bopape, and he hails from the Horizon School. And he's now going to be, he's one of 6 learners that will be representing South Africa at the International Mathematics Olympiad. And this year it's going to be hosted by Russia, but we're going to find out it's going to be an online platform this year due to COVID. But I have Kgaogelo Bopape joining us with his maths teacher, Mr. Expert Maths Educator, Mr. Akinji. So let's welcome Kgaogelo and Mr. Akinji to Inspired Afternoons on our Educational Insight segment. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for allowing us here.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. And you're back at, I think, school has begun for matrics at Horizon as well. So are you still at school or are you studying online, Kgaogelo?
At school, I'm actually writing prelims. I have my first prelim today.
Oh, and how did that go?
Went pretty well. Yes.
And what did you write today, Kgaogelo?
I wrote CAT, Computer Applications Technology, Paper 1. Yeah.
Okay, and good luck for the remainder of the prelims and for the finals. But now let's talk about Olympiad, the mathematics Olympiad. So, Mr. Akinji, can you tell us a little bit more about the Olympiad in terms of entering and the qualifying rounds in this? So now, I from the article I see Kgaogelo is, you must be very proud of him. The school must be proud of him because he's one of six students that are going to be representing South Africa at the international installment of the Olympiad.
Yes, that's true. We are very proud of him. International Maths Olympiad run every year in different countries, around 120 countries, and the selection process is actually quite tough. Almost 100,000 learners enter South African Maths Olympiad Challenge in different levels from grade 8 to grade 12. And those qualified second round, they made the selection for the top 100 learners in South Africa through the second round. And after second round, there is third round as well. And there are different trainings run by South African Maths Foundation. They have study camps, usually in Cape Town, Stellenbosch. They have training camps at Wits or different regions, actually UKZ, and they have Siangoba training programs. So the learners get qualified, and after those selection tests, we only select the top 6 learners in South Africa to represent it. Since grade 8, Kgaogelo has been in top 100 in South Africa in different levels, in junior level and now in senior level as well. He's been top 10 before, and he had like top junior learner and top senior learner when we were grade 9, grade 10, those periods before. And it's not the first time he's representing internationally Horizon and South Africa. From grade 9, he participated Pan-African Maths Olympiad. It was in Morocco in 2017. And he went to Kenya again for Pan-African Maths Olympiad. And actually last year he was in the UK for International Maths Olympiad as well. So he's been quite experienced in these Olympiads and the trainings. Hope he represents us in a very good way as he can. Actually, it's a tough year, grade 12, having metric and writing those trials, prelims meanwhile, but he's trying his best, and we hope he'll manage.
Yes, so Kgaogelo, for you are veteran in this because now you've been doing it from grade 8, participating in such competitions. So for me, you're like a master in this now. In terms of you being well versed, you're already there, you've represented your school, your community, as well as South Africa on different platforms in different countries, as your teacher has said. So where did the love for writing these Olympiads come from? Who instilled it, or the first time you tried it out, you felt, I have a flair for this, I love this, and I want to pursue participating in this type of Olympiads?
Mm, I started out doing HMC when I was in grade 6. So I found out about the school. The HMC is the Horizon Maths Competition, and it's a maths contest hosted by the Horizon High School, and that was one of my first maths competitions, and I did kind of well. So that's why I decided to come to the school, and I saw that the school had quite a lot of achievements when it came to Olympiads on like maths and science. And I saw previous students who also went overseas, and I thought like, okay, maybe I can be like the students, and that's why I came here, and I saw like my journey to maths started. And then when I was in grade 8, I made it to the 7 month camp, which is like the first step of the selection process, and that's how everything was started.
This is excellent because it's important when you have the school support, your educator support to get you in the journey, create opportunities for you to improve better yourself in terms of every Olympiad you write, how to get better in terms of achieving. And what, in terms of qualifying, how do you get assessed? What do you need, like an 80% or 90%, or do they rank you the top 3, the top 4 qualifies to go on to the next level?
There's something called the South African Maths Olympiad held every year. It consists of 3 rounds, each round being harder than the previous one significantly, and then like the number of people writing the rounds gets less and less until the top 100 write the final round. And from the results of the final round, they pick who's going to the Stellenbosch camp, which is the first selection camp.
And then how many in the Stellenbosch, how do they narrow it down to how many actually qualify to have the privilege of going to the Stellenbosch camp?
Usually, Stellenbosch camp is about top 50, and then after that, it gets narrowed down from the results of the Stellenbosch camp to another camp in April, and it's usually held in Cape Town. And it consists of about 16 of the top performers from the Stellenbosch camp. And then from there, we have more tests, and it's narrowed down to 6 for the PAMO team and 6 for the IMO team.
Excellent. So basically, all the cream de la cream of the crop in mathematics then actually make it through to the final to represent South Africa. And tell me something, while preparing for these Olympiads, do you find that it assisted you in your mathematics at school in terms of what you do in the school syllabus, or is this totally different in terms of what you do in terms of your school syllabus?
Honestly, the problem is all about like creativity, finding like interesting observations. So like being good at like these types of mathematical questions kind of makes school maths a whole lot easier, I guess. For me, it has, and I think it probably has for a lot of people who have been in this like mathematical world. Like school maths has become a lot easier for them since like mathematically tests your problem solving skills, and like school maths is about like kind of problem solving.
And along the way, I see to help you with maths, you learn easier ways to navigate problems in terms of your solutions, and math tricks that you can apply to your mathematics in school in terms of the syllabus. Am I correct in that?
For the most part, yes, but not entirely. Like it's still like a limit to the amount of stuff I can apply to school maths, since a lot of the stuff isn't in the syllabus. So if I use it, it may not be right to the markers, I guess.
Tell
So
me a
like
little bit more. Okay, wait. Mm-hmm.
so like I have to like use the school syllabus as much as I can for school maths.
And tell me more about this year's competition, because it must have been it's the first time I think you're going to write via webcam, and it's going to be on an online platform where uh, all your fellow contestants or participants from around the world won't be joining at a single place in a destination, but rather it's going to be arranged. From the article I've read, that they're going to be a central exam center for each country, and they will then observe the proper health and safety regulations in terms of physically distancing as well as sanitizing, and in terms of being COVID safe. And then thereafter, via webcams, everybody will write the exam, and then they're going to have a virtual closing ceremony that will be taking place on the 28th of September. How does that all work?
Well, throughout this whole year, the selection camps have been online anyway, so like I've gotten used to that. And well, the team is still meeting in one place in Cape Town, so like there's still interaction there. It's not as much as like the real IMO where there's like 600 people from all over the world, but like you still get to interact with team members. And as for like the test conditions, I'm kind of used to that. So.
Okay, so but do you feel that the writing it online affected your performance anyway in terms of the different platform, or you have just adjusted your mind and you like you say you used to the conditions, and it doesn't matter in terms of irrespective of geographic location and conditions, you still focus on producing your best in terms of writing in an Olympiad?
In terms of performance, the paper is still the paper. Like everything that I've learned, I still have to apply it the same way, whether or not I'd be with the other contestants or not. So like I focus on the paper. However, um, the the main like benefit of all of these international competitions is meeting people from like different walks of life all over the world, and making new friends who you're probably never going to see again. And it being decentralized kind of takes away that whole aspects of like making new friends and stuff like that. But it's a sacrifice that we have to make.
Okay, now I want to speak to Mr. Kanji, asking him how important is it as a school and as a maths educators to support learners who have a flair for writing these Olympiads in terms of providing them with enrichment in mathematics?
Actually, the school has a different type of learners, definitely from grade 8. We have selection programs for learners, and we ask all our grade 8 and 9s to write the first round of this South African Maths Olympiad. So whoever has a capacity, whoever has an interest over there, we can identify them. And we try to approach these learners, whether they are still interested, because it is like an extra subject. It's like quite different than in terms of math syllabus they learn at school. And the learners needs to have a definitely different view of understanding or reading the question, getting the logic behind them. So it requires a passion of that. And such learners come time to time. We used to have some other learners selected in top 100. Actually, it is possible for the learners, but then we just provide them those some extra classes, maybe on Saturdays or after school at school. And there are different programs, as Kgaogelo mentioned, training and selection camps run through the country, like Siankovo programs he used to join at with, or Stellenbosch camps. So that's all these periods. The learners can brighten up and see what their capacity is. But in any ways, I try to personally keep the number of learners who are interested in maths as large as possible, even though they can't make top 100. But this maths will help them understanding the school maths as well. So the extra classes doesn't have a limit. Or if any learner comes, I want to join, like we don't reject them, they can join, obviously. And Horizon Maths competition, the HMC, is a good door to find out such learners from grade 6, grade 7 levels. Some learners, they have different backgrounds, and it's difficult to find out them. And so the school, depending on their positions, offers them bursaries or scholarships, so they can come or stay in the dormitory, so then they can carry on their studies. So that's the plan, and that's what we are trying to achieve. But this international level is actually quite different and actually advanced level. Yeah, that is what we can do in terms of, or we get into communicate in touch with the parents as well. So if any learner has a different capacity, so we try to find out how is their situations at home, how they can cope, or if they need any extra support in terms of us. So that's possible. Actually, nowadays, we definitely can only carry on online classes, even if it is Olympiad work. The school started for all the grades, especially for grade 12, but the other extra classes is just carrying on in online platforms. I believe Kgaogelo would like to fly to Russia. Unfortunately, it couldn't happen. But sooner or later, he has different flights, hopefully, in his life.
Yes, I think that's one of the challenges this year, but I'm so encouraged to hear from yourself that a school like Horizon actually supports students like this. And like you say, anybody who wants to come and give it a shot, you don't discourage anybody, because that is how you inculcate a love for mathematics, especially in a country like South Africa, where many learners are afraid or they become overwhelmed when they hear mathematics subjects. They don't want to pursue mathematics in grade 10 to matric because they don't have the confidence. They lack the confidence to say, I will be able to master mathematical concepts. And that, but starting in grade 8, grade 7, and inculcating this love, having extra classes in terms of exposure to mathematics, Olympiads, giving them the opportunity to participate and write such exams, and that is a good introduction of maths, and is very encouraging that the school actually has a maths program, mathematics Olympiad program. So what happens? What are your ambitions for the future? And are you planning to pursue a career that is mathematic links, or what you have to do for post matric? What are your plans?
I would study maths at either WITS, Stellenbosch, BCT. I don't really have any specific plans after that. Like, I just want to see what my interests are when it comes to mathematics and even like programming competitions. I did a programming competition this year. I found that kind of interesting. Yeah.
Well, encouraging, yeah. But as long as you have the direction that you want to pursue studies in the field of mathematics, and once you get there, and then you can always see which area or field of specialization. So I wish you good luck for the online virtual competition that you're going to take part in, the International Mathematics Olympiad. Looking forward to it. Please do contact my producer, Dudu. Once you've written the exams, and after the closing ceremony, I'd like to have your thoughts in terms of how you fared, how was the competition in itself. I know your heart is in Russia, your mind is in Russia. You would have really loved to travel there. Like you say, it's meeting other like-minded individuals like yourself who are interested in this type of competition, and the camaraderie, the bonds, the networking opportunities available, but not meant to be, but hopefully other avenues of networking will open up for you in this medium. But we hear from everybody in Educational Insights here on Salam Media. We're rooting for you to do your best. And like you say, you're representing South Africa, so you represent us as well. And all the best. And we also like to acknowledge your mathematics teacher for all the effort and the support that he gives yourself, as well as all the other pupils. And thank you for joining us here on Salam Media. To Mr. Akanji as well as Master Bopape, all the best for the Olympiad, and hope to chat to you maybe sometime in October with some feedback. Thank you for joining me here on Salam Media. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon.
Thanks a lot. Alaikum assalam.
Thank you.
Have a nice one.
It's a pleasure. We're going to go for a short break, and then we're going to be speaking about a newly formed organization, which is Movement for a United South Africa, with Ismail Taladia and Brother Harun Mohammed. All this after the break, only here on Inspired Afternoons, only on Salam Media.